Hello everybody, I am Mike from the Rewatch Project podcast, and I'm back with another edition of Front Row, these music performance reaction videos, and I'm taking my first step into the world of Genesis, reacting to a song from the Selling England by the Pound album called The Cinema Show. This has been recommended to me by a few people, so I will check it out. Before getting into that though, just a quick reminder that I do talk over these songs, I do pause them, that is how I choose to react. It is what it is. However, I would strongly urge you to listen to The Cinema Show in its entirety if you have not done so prior to me spoiling it by talking over it. I would also urge you to check out the other content on this channel, including the Rewatch Project podcast, where we go back and, in that case, rewatch some of our favourite film and television franchises, in addition to the other film, TV, music, and general pop culture related goodness that cohabits this here channel. Likes and subscribes are also very much appreciated. The more people who subscribe, the more the profile of the channel gets driven up, and the more people get involved in a conversation, which, of course, is the primary motivator for doing these with a higher level of frequency. Last but not least, donations via PayPal to support the upkeep of the channel. Very, very much appreciated. But please only do so if you can without causing yourself any financial hardship, because we do not want that. So The Cinema Show by Genesis from Selling England by the Pound. Oh my God, this song is 10 minutes and 41 seconds long. I've just covered a 14-minute Dire Straits song, so what are you people doing to me? Quick bit of background. I actually really liked Genesis in the 80s, but I was very much I was the Phil Collins era, you know. I think the only Genesis album I bought when it came out was Invisible Touch, but I liked a couple of albums before that. I liked Phil Collins' solo stuff, but I do realise that was a very, like a lot of bands, you know, in the 80s, Fleetwood Mac, you know, Chicago, they were doing music that maybe wasn't indicative of their earlier career. This is from 1973, the year I was born, and I believe this is when Peter Gabriel was the singer, so I'm expecting this to be very different. I'm not expecting Illegal Alien or Tonight from this, so let's find out though. Genesis, gosh, The Cinema Show, here we go. I've always wondered what this era Genesis is like. I've seen the album covers and I just sort of know the imagery and know it's quite proggy, but quite pastoral.
Dabs her skin with pretty smells concealing to appeal. I will make my bed, she said, return to go. Can she be late for her cinema show? Cinema show.
Wow. Okay, this is very proggy, very quirky, quite psychedelic, very English, like I say, very pastoral, there's a real historical grounding here, you know. You can tell that there's a kind of almost public school feeling, intellectual exercise element to this.
Romeo locks his basement flat and scurries up the stair with head held high and floral tie, a weekend millionaire. I will make my bed with her tonight, he cries. Can he fail, armed with his chocolate surprise? Take a little trip back with Father Tiresias.
Great sounding recording. Oh, listen to those guitar runs. Oh yeah.
Listen to the old one speak of all he has lived through.
And there's the groove that the bass and the drums have got as well is really, you think about prog and you think of it as being this very kind of sexless, precise thing, but this kind of swings a little bit as well, which I wasn't expecting.
Tonight,
You know, I mean, I was expecting, you know, when you think of prog, particularly English prog, you think your harpsichord, complex time signatures, choral vocals, you know, and there are elements of that going on here as well. But when it kicks in, it's just pretty great rock and roll. And it just opens up. Oh.
Listen to the old one speak of all he has lived through. I have crossed between the poles. For me there's no mystery. Once a man like the sea I raged.
Peter Gabriel's got such a distinct voice when he opens it up.
There is in fact more earth than sea.
So esoteric. You just kind of lose yourself in this. It's like reading a book or looking at paintings. You could just... Can you imagine people putting on their headphones in the 70s in their bedroom and just closing their eyes and moving into another world? There's a real transportative feeling to this. It's like taking you somewhere. Like, can you imagine sitting reading Tolkien, listening to this? Just escaping the mundane world into another place. Oh! Wow! Listen to that! It's doing like sort of volume fades and just... but using it in this really kind of just dynamic, syncopated, funky way. Oh! Sort of talking to each other.
Listen to the old one speak of all he has lived through. I have crossed between the poles. To me there's no mystery. Once a man like the sea I raged. Once a woman like the earth I gave. But there is in fact more earth than sea.
Loving the guitar in this. Never really thought about guitar with Genesis. Or is that keyboard? Or both? No, synthesizer, isn't it? Oh. There we go. Complex time signatures. Knew it. Wow. It's like prog jazz. Oh! Those runs. Tony Banks. Oh yeah, guitar. Beautiful. Great snare work from the drummer there. Don't associate funk of any kind with Genesis, but there it is. It's kind of like moogish, almost Herbie Hancock Headhunters thing going on here. Oh, man, I'd love to have seen these guys live around there. Drums. The melody I've just found. Just risen up. Great bass work bubbling under there as well. Wow, is it fading? Wasn't expecting that. Wow. Gosh, okay, well, that was a trip. I have always loved music and art that takes you to another world or creates another world. You know, I love science fiction, I love fantasy, I love all of these things. And that's, to me, what this does. It creates this, it starts off, like I say, with this very pastoral, Edwardian sounding, very English chamber music, and then just gets increasingly eccentric and kind of aggressive in some ways, but also never at the expense of melody. You know, just when it's getting crazy, a beautiful run will find its way through, and sometimes it'll be just the once. You know, there's a guitar run that the guitarist is doing at one point. It's quite complex and quite modern sounding for 1973. It's there for, 20, 30 seconds of the song, and then it's gone. It's like they've got an entire they're dumping entire songs worth of ideas into these really short passages of the song. And the tempo changes and the instrumentation changes and just the soundscape itself. It's almost like listening to, the War of the Worlds concept album or something that really just takes you into, does feel, I mentioned this when I covered a similarly long song by Dire Straits recently, where I talk about how it almost feels like a multimedia experience, because you've got the lyrics, but then you've got the aesthetics, just how the song sounds and the transportative element of that as well. And I can imagine that if you were, a young person in the early 1970s and, you've got your Hobbit poster up on the wall and, you're reading science fiction and, listening to this and poring over the cover artwork, and it just feels like it takes you somewhere, and that's really incredible. And also, to think that this is the same group that put out Land of Confusion, which I love, but it's always interesting when you've got these bands, particularly ones who people really kind of derisively associate with the 80s, and then you sort of pull the layers of the onion back, you get stuff like this. I'm going to have to check out some more Genesis. Tell me what to cover next. Check out the other content on this channel as well. The other film, TV, music, and general pop culture related goodness. Donations via PayPal also very much appreciated, if and only if you can afford to do so without causing yourself any financial hardship. But for now, that's me. Wow, Genesis. Who knew? Well, lots of people, just not me. So I'm looking forward to digging into some more of that soon. Bye-bye.